So let's take this opportunity. We should bring puCK in because it's going to be his choice to pick again. So we'll do that. Production, why don't you grab us puCK? And then, so what do you think puCK does now when he gets pulled back in here? Does he choose MaSa again, or like, you know, that was like a free win for him?
Hey, why not go at him? He could go at him again to I don't know. I mean, MaSa's not going to use his shield. I don't think.
You don't think so? No. MaSa would want to use it.
No.
Well, I don't think puCK's going to choose MaSa again. That was a lot of work for him. I don't know if he wants to spend that much energy again.
Yeah, it's effort.
Yeah, that was a lot.
He won, but it was effort.
Which means then it's either Future or Silky.
Which I think is just a racial what do you feel like doing, and he might just straight up go at. I don't know.
I think he's going to end up playing MaSa because he's just whoever he picks is going to deflect to MaSa.
Well, but Future can't deflect.
Yeah, Future cannot deflect.
Oh, that's true.
Silky could deflect him back.
Could.
Yeah, and then you're guaranteed to either take a life off puCK or get MaSa down to 1, which would be crazy.
Which means he's going to probably choose Future because if he chooses Silky is going to throw him into MaSa. Yeah. Especially if Silky was watching that game.
Yeah, I would definitely. If I was one of the other two, I'd throw him back in that.
Yeah.
And
God,
he's back. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's your pick. Your pick.
It's my turn.
It's now actually your pick. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was a good game. That was, by the way, before you even get into it, that was an amazing game. It was fun.
I'll pick MaSa.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
What a check!
Wow. Okay.
All right. Let's get him back in here.
All right. Let's get him.
He wants to play games, so he'll still be weirdly happy that you did it.
Yeah, I didn't
Can I have like 3 minutes though? I have to put my laundry.
Yeah.
Sure,
okay.
absolutely. Just let's do vetoes and all that stuff.
Did you see us both move command our armies?
That was
insane. You both did it. I thought they were just going to pass each other.
I told everyone it was intentional. It was intentional, right? Because it worked out really well for you, and that seemed good.
Yeah, that was probably game changing there too, because your Archons were just sitting in the middle of the zone.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Zealot's got good coverage.
Yeah, that was definitely a game changing moment there. But there we go. Let's drag MaSa back in. See, I bet he won't expect this for sure.
I wonder if he just assumed that he wasn't going to be picked and
just left. Yeah,
and just left because he was.
I didn't think he was going to pick him, to be totally honest.
Why MaSa?
Hey, Day. What's up? Sorry.
He's got to take out the top dog, yo.
Why did I pick?
You find the biggest, baddest mother in the joint, and you beat him up, right? Oh my God.
Welcome, MaSa/Thorzane. MaSa, you there?
Spoon tearing.
You were picked.
What the fuck was that? Now the move command that you guys did into each other, was that planned?
What do you mean that was planned?
100% planned. Come on.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
All right, so we've got you both in here. MaSa, are you going to choose to accept puCK's challenge or deflect and use your deflect now?
I'll accept it.
All right, we're gonna have another puCK versus MaSa.
Let's do vetoes. MaSa.
Do you want to do the same maps?
Same thing.
What were the maps? Automaton,
Karos, and Port Alexander.
Just gonna have a total rematch here.
Oh wow, legit, just like a full rematch. You want to do the exact same maps, just the exact same vetoes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could even resume from that one replay again if you want.
All right, let's jump right back into it. Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Well, go do your laundry there.
Was that Automaton and what was
Automaton first, Kairos, and then Port Alexander.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right.
Automaton first, Automaton second, and Automaton third.
What? Yeah. This one. It's just the different pronunciations make sense to me.
All right. Well,
puCK says he's going to do his laundry, but he's secretly.
That's fine. Let me get into the game.
He's secretly going to go get coaching from Anthony Ace here. Ace
be
is a
back.
Protoss expert. Ace actually wrote an article about how good he is
Oh yeah.
once. Yeah.
Okay,
It
so
was
while that's
his
going on, so
journey.
we have pretty much a mirror matchup of what we just saw again. What happens differently, guys? What do we see differently?
Nothing.
It would be awesome if it was nothing, but literally every game will look nothing like those games because
those were very unique games. They were very scrappy. It's going to be hard to recreate a lot of those scenarios. So
because you're getting a COT proxy and then a COT not proxy, and there's no way to replicate both of them move commanding their armies. That's you're not going to see that in a pro game again. Like I felt like I was in 2011. So like that's not going to happen again.
We're in Automaton. So go back to Automaton.
Uh-huh.
MaSa won that game, the first one on Automaton.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think that MaSa is going to take it again? Like how do you think puCK's going to react to being able to go against him again on Automaton?
I think puCK's going to be a lot more prepared for Banshees.
Yeah.
That's going to be the biggest thing.
It's a tough map to stop Banshees on because of the way the bases are.
Yeah.
It's a weirdly large. Like I don't even know if we've had a base like that where there's room on both sides of the mineral line, like really big.
Sure.
And it's not even like the mineral line is tucked in the back. It's like weirdly curved up. It's a lot of room for like other races to cover. So I don't know. I mean, it's a little exploitable, but it's not that bad. But it'll be a different game. Like again, he proxied the Reaper again right on his cliff, and he got a little bit done with that. And then proxy the Cyclones up at the top, and like whatever. So
and MaSa's been doing proxies a lot, even outside of this particular tournament. Is this something that, like, is he going to play a macro game going on here, or like what's the case you guys think?
He could. I mean, even if he plays a macro game, he'll do what he did in the third game last time of like pretend proxy. Like there'll be a missing racks and you have to look for it and it costs you like 10 extra seconds to find it, like something like that. He'll do that. This time he did it, or last game he did it in his own base. He could easily hide that at a third base and it takes a lot longer and like all that stuff. The question is, how much does it deviate your opponent? And I don't know that it does too much. If you do it against Zerg, it totally changes what they do. You do it against Protoss, they're still going to get to an adept and chrono the adept or something. So it's not as big of a deal unless your follow-up punch is also different. But I don't know. He'll still do something. And we got to get puCK to change his race before he gets back, or when he gets back. I don't know, Andy. What do you think they'll go for?
Oh, I definitely think we're going to see more proxies. Whether it's the same proxies, though, I really think it's going to be the Banshees are going to be the biggest difference. He's either going to go Banshees again, MaSa is, and puCK's going to be more defended for it this time, or he's just going to forego Banshees completely and do just something totally different, like big Cyclone push or something.
Could we see something weird from puCK, or maybe he does his own kind of shenanigans, his own kind of cheese in response?
He certainly could. The real thing is the Protoss cheese. I don't think he'll cheese. I think he'll do something unusual in the early mid game. So again, Protoss, we kind of talked about in the first series. It's hard for Protoss to take the initiative. If both of them cheese each other, then the Terran's going to win. But you can stabilize a tiny bit and then do something weird out of that. And we saw that with not that like dropped immortals were weird, but dropped immortals into Colossus is a little odd. Like stuff like that is a little odd. So we could definitely see something there. I think puCK is definitely right to focus on his control. Like if he can play a control-based mid-game, especially again if you kick a leg out of MaSa, and in 2 consecutive games he was able to cancel stems like really close to it completing, which is disruptive as hell to a Terran. If he can play a control game like that, he's going to do well.
All right, so before we get to the games, I want to remind everybody of a couple of things. If you hit that exclamation mark Matcherino, actually, is it? Yes, exclamation Matcherino in the chat, it takes you to the Kings of the North, Maturino. Funny enough, what do you know? If you use the coupon code SUUPA, it adds a free $1, and that $1 not mandatory. Oh, sorry, the $1 given to you automatically.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Don't give it $1 for free. You don't have a choice in this matter.
You don't have any choice, but yes, that $1 is given. Doesn't come out of your pocket, but you may throw a little bit extra, and we put that towards the next Kings of the North.
Awesome.
So
here we go. A little deja vu for you all. We're gonna go back into the exact same matchup, exact same maps, and just watch it again. We're gonna. It's like going back in time. MaSa used that. It's like in what's the movie, Prince of Persia or something. He's able to go back in time and redo it and try to defeat his enemy here. So we'll see if he can turn the tables on puCK here in series number 2.
And we are going to have so the first probe is going to put a pylon in place to detect that same sort of proxy, and MaSa is sending in an SCV. But down here up here on the top right hand side of the map, representing team OSC, it is MaSa, and that SCV is going to get spotted immediately.
In case you guys forgot who these players were, down in the bottom leftish position, our blue Protoss player. Step up with puCK from Root.
Kind of funny there. So puCK saw him but didn't attack it, and MaSa canceled it anyway. And now he's going to rebuild it home. So he almost saw him so soon that it didn't actually do that much damage, like do any harm. Whereas if he caught him a little later, it would have been more troublesome. So I think this is just going to be a normal game.
Yep, looking like it so far. There's an engineering bay already on the way.
Yeah, in the net.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like,
just a block, just the block. Now, if he doesn't know, so he did get in and scout the barracks on the other side, so he'll know it's just kind of, if he canceled it, it's normal. And he sees the block. But no zealot being made. He'll wait. He'll be patient on this whole thing. Nice little short-term block on the gas. Cute little SCV move. Playing ring around the rosy here.
Oh, poor Probe is so stressed out from being stuck in the tournament. He's just having a seizure. What do I do? Poor Probe.
Hiding down there. Let's see if a pylon goes up or something. But hey,
if it goes undetected, I always try this. I'm a Protoss player myself, and I always try to sneak in a probe into my opponent's base. And if it goes unnoticed, I'm gonna use it. But this one doesn't. This one will.
Reaver will see it. He knew what's up. He knew what time it was, and he'll get out of there.
So this is mostly what Zerg do. Get this third base out of puCK.
Yeah.
Second base in the third base position.
It's a way to go. It's definitely a way to go. It's much harder to defend this as a Protoss player, but MaSa, it could be incredibly misleading. MaSa may just straight up assume that one did not go down. Like, you don't think that a Protoss would do this. Like a Zerg, you always check that.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't see this, he could be really caught unaware and say, like, okay, you're one basing this.
Yeah, puCK is channeling his inner Zerg right now. More, it's those mind games.
Mm-hmm.
All about those mind games.
I think the biggest tell on this will be that he's not going to make a strong effort to get rid of the NG bay.
Well, and again, it's quote-unquote mind game. So yeah, like you just said, MaSa's going to be thinking, oh, it's a one base. He's going to get aggressive here. And he's poking with the adept. He's got the stalker out. It's looking like it could be an aggressive play out of puCK.
Definitely. This Reaper is so close to actually seeing. He does see it. Okay.
Now the jig's up.
Yeah, if he did not see that, then that's just game changing. It's still going to seem late to him, but it may have been so late that he's like, nah, clearly you're not really doing this, and he had to go take a look. But
Command Center does finish just in time. The SCV will give its life to do so. But MaSa not set too far down here. He is down 8 workers at the moment, but should be able to recover that relatively quickly here.
Yeah, definitely. I think the thing, though, is he may not, well, I mean, he saw it, but he definitely didn't know during that period that he was going that far behind.
Reaper gets one throw, but that's it. I like the Immortals coming out now, though. puCK could get aggressive off of this 2-base play. Yeah, you know, that's like you said, the 3rd base is going to be a little bit vulnerable. Maybe the best way to good defense is a strong offense or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So, drop coming out does get spotted by a stalker here. That's going to be a big deal. If that had gotten off scot-free, then all these stalkers are across the map and he could get some damage done. It's going to be hard to cover the 3rd, though. If the Widowmines head down in that direction, he's just going to have to pull from it.
Yeah, Widowmine's not super hard to deal with as long as you're paying attention. You should be able to pull those probes away. So there's no, no follow-up, no Marines, no Hellions or anything where you're coming in to finish off any probes. But let's see, is puCK paying attention? Yes. Nice pull. Oh, I thought that was going to go off on the tail end of the group there.
Does get it. He's still got that in place, and nothing is really going to come try and deal with this. This one is still loaded. Oh, I think he could have let that one go off. But he wants to be annoying. Warp Prism in place as the natural may be attacked shortly. A bunker is up, but an Immortal certainly good against that. SCVs are going to be pulled. Will they be able to save this? The Marines coming and driving things back. And we'll get that back up to full health. Oh, taking out one stalker, making it hard to land in said location.
Oh, I don't know about this. The Warp Prism going deep into enemy territory here. He is going to be able to pick off the tank very nicely, but now the Warp Prism has got to maneuver out of here somehow. I guess it's got an escape path down to the south here. Oh, keep going. Ah! Ooh.
Yeah, definitely getting a little low.
But hey, solid. It's reset the tank count. That's nice. Got a little bit of damage on. How many SCVs has he killed? Just 2.
Yeah, we have pulled closer to even at least, 42 to 46 there. Definitely better than the 10+ gap that we've seen a little earlier. But MaSa's not exactly like roaring along. Often by him, he's at least started a 3rd command center and is kind of macroing his way out of it. I don't know if he has any concept yet that there's not a 3rd for puCK either, because the natural's not taken.
You know what's also going to be a big difference on here? Well, it's looking like it's not going to happen this time. This stim is not going to get picked off.
Yeah. There's still time. There's still time, but
There's
there's
still a little bit of
only
time.
one Immortal. Only one Immortal this time, and you kind of need 2 to just really target fire it. And
You also need a Warp Prism. You lost that.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely true. It looks like he may be gearing up for another, though, as he's getting the speed.
Yeah, once he gets some Colossus out. It looks like he's just getting the one Colossus maybe to force some Vikings out. That good old Colossus fake there. And then we'll switch into High Templars. I mean, he does have the Twilight Council on the way, so it could eventually move into that High Templar tech.
Yeah, MaSa is going to move across. The single probe is going to spark that the army is making a move. Stalkers up in the main looking for drops in that area. We've got the Colossus and some sentries with a Mortal Zealot at the bottom. And we'll see which direction MaSa ultimately chooses to go in. Little Liberator harassment up here in the back. We'll get a couple kills, but ultimately get picked off. Will that make room, though, for this drop? That was the real key to this. It's going to elevator a couple of the Widowmines in as well.
There's the Stim Stalkers have to be so careful pushing into that. They are going to start chipping away at it, though. The Zealots a little bit stuck behind, aren't going to be able to engage for most of that fight. Now they just die right away as they charge in. This is looking grim. The Colossus shows up just in time, I think, though.
Yeah, so you got to get value out of this. A lot of Stalkers, very expensive. You can reset this completely.
Oh, and the counter in that 3rd there, that's where the real damage is going to be done. Only 5 workers have gone down so far. 6 now, so not devastating losses, but he's now down 15. Ooh, check that. 16 workers.
Yeah, another Liv coming in with the 3 kills. The Medivacs will back on out. Going to pick up some of these straggling troops. Oh, boom. Widowmine with a free kill on a Stalker as they just kind of weren't paying attention there.
Warp Prism, very bold here.
An empty Warp Prism that's going to get stemmed right under. He's trying to control the directionality of that, but he won't quite get it.
Look at that, with that gravitic boost, he's like, nope, and sits on out of there. Here we go. This is what I was talking about earlier, how this map is so good for the Terran. It's just so wide open. You can take engagements almost anywhere on the map here. Oh, this is. Ooh, I thought he was going to lose the bosses there, maybe.
Yeah, just not quite enough to actually go after it. Oh, nice hits, but nice pickup there as well as the Widow Mines all get cleaned up in the middle. Little army is going towards the main base. There's not much there at the moment, but puCK keeps taking some shots from these Widow Mines.
Oh, he's going to take another.
There's another big one. Yeah, he's not quite paying attention, but there is a drop in his main, so that's a bit forgivable. Powering a lot of structures. The third base here under attack. The Liberator in a decent position, getting a couple stalkers, and that is it. He could not
75 armor supply to 38.
Yeah, there was no way to warp back in at home. There's no recall available, I don't think, at the time. He couldn't get back and do anything about that.
Well, it's we're again in the exact same scenario as last time. Definitely in a scenario to come back and win 2 in a row. You know, we just saw him do it. It might be a little bit harder this time because MaSa is a very good player. You know, so is puCK, but MaSa it seems like he's reading puCK a little bit better. You know, again this time he got stim finished. This time with the combat shield, and his army was just that much stronger, that much sooner, and it really helped out against that Colossus play that puCK attempted again.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing I'd like to, I don't know if I'd like to see him do this, but the thing that I think MaSa should do if he just wants to win, just play a game of StarCraft. Like, just build your barracks somewhere in your own base, and then get up to 3 CCs and just out macro your opponent.
Yeah.
While also out multitasking them. puCK's micro is amazing, and I wouldn't say that one is going to severely out micro the other, but in terms of multitasking, MaSa can out multitask, and those are different things. Yeah.
Well, we saw in that last series when he came back and somehow had a base up in like the blink of an eye. He's just so good at getting his pieces into place that he needs. As long as again puCK doesn't do too much pressure. puCK's harass has been pretty good so far.
It's been very on point. On point getting things done. Yeah, absolutely. It's some of that movement throughout the middle of the map for both of them was a little shaky. There have been like move commands or just not quite paying attention to. There was like that trail of Widow Mines across the map that puCK essentially just walked through. And each time, I mean, he cleaned it, but each time he just took a hit. And whatever. All right. puCK asking the same as he's asked in a couple of the lobbies. No proxy, please. Down here on the bottom, it's true. Down here on the bottom right-hand side of the map, we have our blue Protoss player representing Root Gaming. It is puCK. And immediately spotted. Just immediately spotted. He will, but again, it's so early that it didn't do anything. That's just an early scout. And he makes the barracks. Like, he didn't even start the building this time.
Well, here's our red Terran in the top left. Oh, we were just looking at him.
Yeah.
He's MaSa.
And no NG block in the natural quite yet, although he's got time. He's not going to plop down the Nexus 2 yet. There we go.
Broken's getting a little off. No harass, though, really.
Sees normal things happening. There's, already an SCV on his back, so you can't really do
he's trapped.
Oh, that's cute.
Just like his brothers before him.
Yeah, does go for the trap.
MaSa's good at making sure that probe doesn't get out alive.
NG Bay here doesn't get its full health up as an SCV does fall while constructing it.
Oh, you recalls the probe out. Hey, that's one more probe that you got working now. I think
why
that's
not?
Cool to recall over having to spend 50 more money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, why not do it? It's early game. You're not going to need that cooldown.
Yep. It does cost the chrono boost, you could say, but again, you're saving 50 minerals, one more time, all that. I think it's worth it. You just don't see that very often. Every probe matters.
It does.
My man, puCK.
It does matter. Yeah, it's better than chrono boosting out an extra one. Like, that's still going to cost you time and resources. The NG Bay is removed. puCK will put down the Nexus now. MaSa building his CC in place on the low ground. And just now the factory coming. Repop. Picking on the old Zealot. We're good. I like this, and puCK has done this in previous games too, building the little Reaper trap on the top.
Oh yeah, so it catches him in the little pocket there.
Yeah, can't go anywhere. Adept is chasing this down. We'll get another hit, but not the kill. Reapers just heal a little too fast to pursue them in that way. And he's moving across with the Zealot Adept.
Oh, he is.
Can he kill? Yeah, can he kill this? He's got to stop there for a second. Okay, Marines are coming down, but can he get this? He should be able to get the SCV.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. There we go. He may trade off a Zealot to do it. He gets a Marine too. Second Marine. So pretty good.
Get a third. You can do it. No.
Yeah. Pretty good thing to do. We'll hook back up. Definitely cost efficient and saves the time as that does finish.
Reaper trying to chase it down. Did see the shade. Reaper will try to pursue, but another unit, Stalker this time, has grouped up, so should be able to keep that adept alive, no problem.
Yeah, it's these small things, especially when you are playing a more normal game like this. It's the small things that are really going to give you the edge. We get the robotics bay already coming for puCK. Do you think?
Yeah, probably Warp Prism speed. Again, that seems to be very relevant in puCK's play. He's able to use it with his micro. You know, he wants to do that double immortal drop or whatever. So we got a little pause here. Hopefully we'll get things underway. Yeah, nothing weird going on that the players are scouting. So yeah, no.
All right. Okay. Go and get back.
Because we're not refs.
Oh yeah, right. I don't know who it is. I don't know who it is. There we go. Tara was a ref. Always a great feature. Bunker coming down up front again here from MaSa, being a little on the defensive side.
Now is it going to be Colossus again right after this too, you think? It's Colossus is pretty on point.
Yeah. He was even at one point in the last game, even despite not winning it, he was kind of baiting MaSa into trying to dive to the Colossus, but there wasn't enough to actually make the dive worth doing, and he ended up picking him off for it.
Yeah.
Given too that MaSa's been playing kind of this Widow Mine heavy style, like sometimes 10, 12 Widow Mines out on the map, if you can, that doesn't leave a lot of buy to fight. So if you can make it try and go after certain key targets, then you can end up really ahead, get them away from the Widow Mines, and then you can clean it up. Here comes the drop of Widow Mines into the main. It is spotted quickly. He's going to go right after it. He had, quite ballsy to do that, but it works out.
Wow, worked out very well. Immortal soaking up one shot, but good reactions. I like that. Just every single probe working together there towards the common good of staying alive.
We'll get out with two damaged Widow Mines, which makes a big difference in bringing them back.
Oh yeah, easier to snipe off before they can get underground.
Reaper on spot may see when this third base goes down. The probe noticed that the Reaper was there, but the Reaper didn't activate, so the probe's going to hide. And here comes the two Immortals across with our Warp Prism.
Yeah, he did have the speed just finished up. Here come the Widow Mines back in. They are going to actually be able to burrow and get two probes here. Second Widow Mine waiting for a shot, but the Immortals coming in for the counterattack.
Immortals drop it in. We'll go right after the Tech Lab.
There we go.
Repair a lot quicker this time. We'll get the second one, though. Does take it down, and it is Stem that he got again.
He chose the right one.
Yeah. He actually even initially chose the wrong one, but gets it anyway. Will one Immortal drop? No, it's very low, but does get picked up.
Man, what are the odds of him getting Stim again, though, and just choosing a random? It was because it was at the northmost, and that's kind of the direction he had to go.
Yeah.
So I just say, what are the odds? Deja vu, man.
Yeah, really good use overall of these Immortals, and the losses like this early in the game, if we can look at the lost resources, already 1,000 in favor of puCK, just from that damage being done. But I'm not sure that MaSa was particularly looking to move. Did he? Oh, Did he really do that? If he gets stim again, and he will.
Oh my goodness. He even switched which one it was on.
That's what I was about to say when they came in here.
He canceled
the combat shields was like more than halfway done, and he literally canceled it to start stim faster so they didn't have to back that. And then he lost it anyway. He could have had combat shields could have been done, and he did it again. So he switched it back. So the stim is definitely obviously the most important one. But had he done nothing, combat shields would be done.
Yeah.
But it's
and
not.
he'd be right where he was. Yeah, it's just I don't mean to laugh so hard. That was just awesome.
Kind of funny though. Yeah.
It's a little funny that he keeps getting stim.
Yeah.
MaSa doing his best though. He is still definitely in this game. He's up on workers by 2. Army supply dead even right now, and his upgrades looking decent as well. He does have +1 finished. If he can ever get that stim out, he'll be in a pretty good spot.
Colossus here with this is going to make the Marines extra squishy, but he's going to back out in safety here. Where did the medevac go back in? No, it's still waiting by the main. There are a bunch of stalkers there though, just kind of waiting for it.
Yeah, like you said, without the combat shield, the Colossus just reigns supreme here.
Yeah.
Able to shred through them. And then hopefully, he hasn't even built, I don't think, another tech lab. He's just sick of it onto that barracks up there. So he's just going to get stim, then get combat.
Yeah. He, definitely still only halfway
That's gotta
down
be
after the whole debacle. Yeah, absolutely would be. Yeah, like his literal only upgrade is +1 at this point, and obviously you want a lot more than that.
I mean, Protoss doesn't have a huge upgrade. It's got the range for the Colossus, speed for the War Prism and the Zealot legs with blink and +1 on the way. There's +1 armor now. So yeah, MaSa's not too far behind in the upgrades. He's in a decent spot still. Not too worried. He's even getting the armor out now, so he will be switching into tanks, I think, in the near future here.
Yeah, and he is landing his 3rd CC now. He does have still the worker lead in this, despite losing a number of them to the Immortals. Does maintain that, transferring some workers down to the new base. There's a Zealot there kind of scouting. Like, puCK's actually been good in all the games so far tonight at keeping a random, I think he could have got an SCV there, but he wanted to run away. Keeping random units like throughout the map. It was just kind of random zealots or like a random adept patrolling an area, and it's helped them see so much of what's going on and just respond to it a lot quicker. The main army will move in here. I'm not sure that this is super going to work out. He's got some force fields though to help block this through.
Nice.
The Colossus in the back though quite exposed. Nice pickup there. Really good microing back of those. Is he going to be able to get any? And he's just kind of decimating everything. Again, it was a little bit the bait that we were talking about before the game, that the Colossus bait the army into coming and then they just throw themselves away trying to get them. They do follow the Vikings there though, but so much damage done.
Well, and yeah, that War Prism came in clutch there, died just after he got the Colossus into that beautiful spot that we saw. Was able to shell away before dying to the Vikings.
2 Vikings dying. I was wondering if he's going to land those. He does want to keep them alive for any future Colossus. The recall out here, but getting a ton done.
Yeah, that was some solid damage. But, like you had addressed earlier at some point, the command centers are all still up. If puCK had been able to kill a command center, that's what starts to limit the economy. Because now he can still mule. He can still replace those SCVs pretty quickly here.
Exactly, and in terms of saturation on 3 bases, your main is basically half mined out at this point. You don't need 60 workers to cover this.
Yeah.
It's going to make it harder going into 4th and so on, but we're already back, within 7 workers. It's not the end of the world. A little lone adept here coming and getting a couple kills, so it's cute.
All right, 2 more upgrades are on the way. 2-2 for the Protoss. Just the +2 attack here for MaSa, though. So that he might start to fall behind a little bit in that regard. I really do like the Colossus play against the Widow Mines as well. He's able to outrange it so easily. As long as you have an observer or something there, Widow Mines shouldn't be a big threat here.
He tried to drop into that 3rd again, but there was a cannon down. The army was there and didn't get done what he wanted. 4 Zealots were thinking about going towards the 3rd for a second, but ultimately did not. They may just be holding out. They may be waiting for this distraction. And yeah, that's exactly it. He's going to move in as the main army moves into the natural. And this could get a hell of a lot of damage done for a very small investment. And
Nice.
can he even hold this anyway? He's forcing the SCV to walk into their absolute doom.
This was just perfectly executed, both attack and defense. The main force distracts, the Zealots come in. He has Stalkers waiting for this drop and almost killed one of the Matabacs right away, forcing them to drop outside of the Protoss base. All of the Colossus have fallen now, though, but will he have enough still just to break through? That army supply is still heavily in puCK's advantage here.
Yeah, MaSa is attacking on the other side, but there's a lot of Zealots and Stalkers there. It's going to be hard to clear out that Zealot army and actually get work done, especially with the blink forward. The Metavac's now dying. There's really no way to dislodge this blink Stalker army from the base. They will get the CC this time.
It felt like puCK was in 3 places at once there. That was incredibly executed.
Even moving down here, that's GG. There's no way to actually defend that third at all anyway.
It was like in Street Fighter or something, you know, you get that final, that power-up move, it's just like, and just finished him off. Just like that.
So there we go. Yet another dynamic series. This could very well end up with MaSa losing 2 lives. We'll see if he can claw back into this. And that was about as standard a game as you're going to get. He did send an STV out for a proxy, but he didn't even start building it. It got seen right away. So it was pretty much standard, even though it was his intention not to.
Yeah, the time for proxy seems to be kind of over. puCK is just too wise to the shenanigans at this point.
Maybe. MaSa's been trying for some pretty aggressively placed proxies too, which is another big part of it. But it's that, you've mentioned it like a bunch, but the stim killing, like it just
every time he kills stim, he wins.
Yeah, so it just so neuters the Terran's ability to do whatever they're going to do. And then in this one too, the stim then led to a later combat shields. There's Colossus out by the time combat shields go up, and you're not going to attack with unshielded Marines into a Colossus. Like they're just going to die. So yeah, it just limits the Terran option so bad. And MaSa is above all else known for being an aggressive psychopath, basically. Like he just attacks. He just attacks. And puCK's just put him in a position where he can't.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting ace match yet again. In the first series it ramped up, and game 3 was just absolutely incredible. These first 2 games in this series have been absolutely incredible. So I'm very excited to see what these two are going to throw at each other here.
Indeed.
No Banshees. We haven't seen one Banshee.
Yeah, not in this series. I felt, despite getting a lot of worker kills in our first series, they weren't cost efficient still.
Yeah, they didn't finish the game.
Like they were keeping the count low, but they weren't building up, and he only ever had 2 of them like at any given time. He got to a point he was just sending them in, getting a couple kills, and they were dying. That's a lot of gas to invest in that. So it didn't quite work in the way that he was looking for.
Yep. I think it's a good call, especially with how ready I think puCK was going to be for Banshees. He's getting this Robo Bay every single time. He's going to be able to get an Observer out. He's getting Stalkers, it seems, every single game. Yep. And maybe it is because he's anticipating, maybe he goes Banshees. It's just kind of a precautionary thing for him. But here we go, moving on to Port Alexander.
Mm-hmm. And up here on the top left-hand corner of the map, representing Team Root Gaming, it is puCK.
Root for Root. And in the bottom right, our blue Terran player hailing from OSC Esports, he is MaSa.
And here, this is kind of what I was talking about. So a less aggressive proxy. This isn't going to get scouted. It's in a place that's far enough away, but you obviously lose time in doing that as well. It's also not a great map for if this is a Reaper. We talked about that the first time around. You can only really go up the one place. So
the main ramp, I think, right?
It sucks a little bit compared to that. But it could be the follow-up to this that he's really going for.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. And maybe it's just going to be Marines. It could just be...
Yeah, it could be normal. puCK is building on the low ground at his natural again. So that he can sometimes just do a frontal attack there. He will come in with the probe, look around, see that there's nothing at the ramp, but he's got, of course, got to check the rest of the base to see. And deciding that, yeah, nothing here.
Okay, so Reaper first.
We'll scout where it was last time. Yeah.
And once this wall finishes, though, the Reaper is useless. Can the Reaper even get up into the natural from behind? No, I don't think so.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's all treed and boxed and all this weird stuff.
Yeah. I mean, he'll still be able to use it as a scout. It's just not the best matchup.
I kind of like the Zealot by puCK. He's done this a couple times now where a Zealot adept can get across. He's got that pylon up that kind of blocks. I like the configuration of this pylon. It makes more sense than the time before where it's not a wall because it's 2 depots.
Ah, yeah, so he will be able to get in this time. Very nice. Well, and yeah, it's you get set the pace of the game a little bit better here. From the very beginning, puCK is trying to set the pace of this game by getting that in. But here's a Reaper actually getting the first bit of aggression. 1 probe goes down right away. A lot get pulled. It's a little bit of lost mining time here, and might even
two shield batteries being built in MaSa's base as the Zealot comes up, and they will finish as
oh man, you see that Reaper? He was just like boom, boom, one to the right, one to the left, just going down a couple of. That was sick.
Getting a good number, but the Zealot coming in here now, there's nothing to defend this. The Reaper had to come back instead of being aggressive. He did cancel one shield battery.
There you go.
Yeah, restoring.
Yeah, so that's gonna, the Reaper can kite this for all eternity, technically. But with that shield battery, it's just going to allow the Zealot to keep making MaSa spend that APM microing instead of getting his, economy up and rolling like he wants to. Oh, look at it. He's going straight for Cyclone.
Yeah, Stalker will come in, but a Cyclone will be here by the time he's super effective at that. Oh, he's actually going to get the Zealot this time. Came a little too forward. Stalker going for kills, but he's going to...
Ooh, yeah.
Depletion. Oh, good recall.
That was perfect. Just enough energy to keep the Stalker from taking any hull damage there.
Yeah.
But not the best attack. That didn't really do anything.
Cute.
He got 1 SCV? No, he didn't get any SCV.
He didn't even, yeah, it's just the 2 Reapers.
That was a decent amount of money. Well, at least he canceled
Reaper
1.
And Scout, yeah. But yeah, I like that as an attack concept. Yeah, I could definitely see that working even better lower if people have like less effective Reaper control. The Zealot could be a little more aggressive. Stalkers at the top of the cliff looking for Reapers, but they're actually just going to take a ramp. Very un-Reaperish look. Do both get away? Cyclone coming in, trying to lock on.
Yes, yeah, Stalker's nice, so fast to that.
So effective. The Warp Prism Micro here could help. We've seen definitely some goodness from that. As they
is kind of really the only early game save against those Cyclones is Protoss. Yeah. What is it? 4 shots with that lock on. 2 of them got the shields down immediately. But by lifting, of course, it cancels the lock on, so you're able to stay in the fight and drop them back down, then take a couple shots and all that.
He could force the issue. Yeah, okay. This is what I was going to say. By going for a building instead, and then they're forced to come in and fight if the Cyclone comes. You can end up devoting 2 Cyclones to a building while the other one goes after it. The Immortal may put an end to it, though.
Ooh, this is getting scary, though. 3 Cyclones are here now. We saw an Immortal die pretty quick to a pack of Cyclones in the game 1, I think it was.
Yeah, sure did. But he is going to move back across with this. Did depower that stuff. It delays warp gate. Not quite as severe as canceling stem, but it's all right. They'll take it. And we are getting stem. You notice stem is now in a very safe location. It's behind the metal line, tucked away. It's hard to get in there and do anything with it.
And it would have been so funny if puCK went like Stargate or something, got a void right back there.
Yeah. Reapers really kind of spreading around too. I think they are looking for something. I mean, they saw a prism, so they're going to look for something potentially coming out there. The prism is going to move across, but it's actually the army moving this time, not just the Immortals. He's going to potentially... No, he's going to miss this with the Cyclones as they kind of go up. but is he going to find a way to come in? 2 Reapers coming into the main. They could definitely see that there's nothing there, so he has to know something's up. And the Cyclone's coming on in.
Yeah, we might need a recall here, to be honest.
Yeah, does he have enough time to really push in? But there's not a lot at home. I mean, there's a lot of Marines.
I was gonna say, if Stim's allowed to finish up, does MaSa just win? Is that, you know, if fucking stop Stim, he's won every game so far. But
getting a lot of SCV kills, trapping them on the bottom though.
Oh wow, that force field. They're all turping too. Oh, they should have turned and fought or something, but every single one will die.
They're trading it for the Nexus itself though. Widow Mines will come out. There's no observer with any of this.
Oh, the Vikings are huge.
Vikings so key here. Is he going to lose one? No, it does save it as they both pull back. The Cyclones and Reapers still just going now, getting Cybernetics score. That's going to be gigantic. +1 finishes before an engineering bay has a chance to go down.
Oh, I love it. puCK has force fields. If he can keep these Cyclones out of his main base, he'll buy enough time to maybe recall back home, but he doesn't, it looks like.
Oh, that one observer does stay alive was very key. Immortal kind of driving this back. Worker count, obviously.
One base, still one base.
Yeah, worker count in puCK's favor, but the extra CC in MaSa's favor, he can recover from it better. There is an observer out now that's going to let him go after the warp, both the warp prism and the Widow Mines. I mean, on puCK's side.
The Vikings don't quite get the warp prism. Warp prism could come and save these immortals here. There we go. It's staying just back far enough out of the range of the Marines, and another good force field traps some Terrans out. puCK he's making it happen. Just barely, though. He's down 10 army supply.
Cyclones are going to make their way back towards his base from the back, and one little lock-on could end that warp prism if he's not paying attention. SCVs are going to come down. He doesn't quite need this many, so he may just go for it, but it's...
Man, those force fields have been so game-changing. Okay. I have almost never seen more important force fields.
He's definitely going to try and get the Cyclone, from the back here.
Oh, coming with Widow Mines too. Any kind of retreat is now going to get nailed. Oh, the Protoss is pinned in. Ender Sword.
Yeah.
What does he do?
He's really just gunning for this prism. Guarantee you.
There you go.
Yeah. Boom.
Yeah, I think at this point you kind of have to recall out.
Yeah. So he's gonna. It's gonna be a little bit yet, but he's getting a Liberator out to try and keep this nice force field. He's going to drop on it. No fire off. Oh,
nice. Just in
time. Still fires. Going to reestablish, and we're going to get back to some normalcy. The Nexus for puCK is going to be a fair bit behind. He's really operating on 4 mineral patches for the time being, whereas MaSa, of course, can re-land the CC that he did not lose. Is definitely going to put him in a strong advantage. He's also somehow got 5 patches left. Compared to the 4 on the other side, although one of them, of course,
we finally have disruptors about to enter the field here. One good disruptor shot is all puCK could need here. Disruptors are so good against bio when they can connect. I'm nervous.
Yeah, and the Widow Mines too, like you had mentioned before.
Yeah, they're just clearing up the Widow Mines. This is still anybody's game. MaSa does have a nice army supply advantage here. But as more and more Protoss units come out, it's going to even out here. The second base is now done for puCK, so he's going to start catching up slowly. Needs to get a little more gas income, though.
Yeah, I think MaSa is now trying to time out a Liberator and simultaneously for Widow Mine drop. You can see the Widow Mine's waiting there as the Liberator creeps in. If he can kind of launch that and then have this zoom in, it's going to be great. The army moving behind the natural. Here it does come in. He's going to drop 2 on the low ground, 2 more. Liberator coming into the back.
Stalker's going for it. Shield Battery going to help out a little bit here, but not quite enough. I think he cleaned up all of the Widow Mines. 4 probes have gone down in total, but in all, it's been held.
Yeah, that could have done so much damage, but he just had the right things in the right places to deal with it. The Liberator does escape with its life. It did rack up 5 kills, the Stalker and the probes, but the Widow Mines themselves did nothing.
Wow. This I knew it was going to be a close game, but this is absolutely ridiculous. Trading naturals, staying even for the most part. We do have Colossus with range being researched for puCK here with charge on the way as well. But look again at that production tab. MaSa's production tab is always full.
Yeah.
Always got a lot going on there.
That's Terran for you.
That's Terran for you.
Viking has chased away this disruptor drop for the time being. He's going to try and find. Oh, there's a group of SCVs there, but he's going to ignore it and go for the main line. 3 of them die. Not too bad at all.
Not the biggest of shots there, but not terrible.
Yeah,
Liberator's going to catch the principal. He's got to get out. Ooh.
Yeah, and that speed just makes it obviously the Liberator cannot catch up. Just doing shield damage.
I wish we would see disruptor drops more. It's almost brings you back to Brood War a little bit, doing the Reaver drops. Yeah. It's kind of cool. I like it.
So true. Nice observer placement here by puCK. It does get spotted as it tried to move, but it was on the crates where it's hard to see it.
Oh, here we go. Big shot coming. Oh, doesn't quite connect with the lock. Gets a couple of units. But now the threat is there. MaSa's got it in his mind. Oh, I got to be careful. There's disruptors come from anywhere.
Force fields there, I almost felt hurt puCK a little more than helped as it zoned out some of his own zealots.
That was a big shot there. Killed the Stalker, wounded the sentries. Stalker's doing a good job back in the main there. That Liberator coming back in, trying to get more. It's gotten 5 kills so far, not bad. But should be killed here. Its life should be ended. There you go.
He will stim towards this lower third base. If he just straight up picks that off, then this is absolutely gigantic, and he will manage to get this down and stim on out of here. Or maybe just take the fight. Just taking the fight straight up. This time not going straight for the Colossus, but gets some Stalkers and a couple of the Immortals, which is pretty good as well. But for the base, that's definitely worth it.
Oh, yeah.
In addition to the extra damage.
Yeah, now he's up. He's got a base up now. He's still up on army supply. Upgrade advantage also very big at this point in time. 1-1 for MaSa. It's just such a big deal to not have any upgrades as this bio ball gets bigger and bigger. You need that damage. You need that armor as a Protoss. So I'm a little bit worried here now for puCK.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to move out with this sort of force. It's kind of a neat thing to see, though. Like, I feel puCK's composition, like if you just show me a screenshot of it, I would think that we're in Wings of Liberty. But, but it's just like relying on the sentry. Yeah.
It's interesting. You see the Widow Mine under the ground now. Have you always been able to see that?
I think it's weirdly because it was just on the weird corner of that ramp or something. Maybe, yeah. I don't know what that was. There's a hidden base being taken by puCK near the 4th base.
That's ballsy.
Which is excellent. These SCVs do get away. There was a risk of them being force fielded on low ground too. They are back into a somewhat base trade mode, but puCK's army, despite being overall smaller, looks pretty scary. Nice force fields again. And we're trading SCVs for damage here yet again.
Man, those Colossus, 3 Colossus against all of this bio. All of the SCVs are just going to start shredding through. No Vikings are out to help defend us. So, yeah, base trade mode commence. Oh, that was a huge Widowmine
shot. Every SCV, or every sentry there dying. MaSa now clearly thinks that all of the Nexuses except the main are gone for puCK, but that's not the case. puCK may think the same thing, not knowing about the 4th. Vikings coming out, poking away at these Colossus.
Yeah, this is, again, the micro out of puCK, phenomenal. Keeping those Colossus alive as long as possible here. Warp Prism starting to take some damage, though. So the time to deal with this is slowly running out.
Yeah, the army comes in from the back here, and this is all going to go down here eventually. The Warp Prism does die. Colossus on their last legs, tall though they may be, and that is it.
44 workers in the end die, but the army remains for MaSa, 67-1 in the end there. Wow, what a series. Now, both these guys have lost a life to each other tonight.
To each other. Both of them have their shields intact as they did not use them on each other. And there we go.
Wow.
Yeah, insaneness there. Both of them showing no fear, just kind of accepting the base race in a few of these games. But yeah, explosive at the end.
Wow, both of them losing a life. I didn't see that coming. I actually thought game either way.
would have been hard. Would have been hard. Even if they both tried to play the same game, it would have been difficult.
I noticed one thing that was interesting, and I'm sure if MaSa gets pulled again, I want to ask is, but that I noticed him having to, I think it was game 2 where you had to switch stim to a different
different tech lab, and he literally canceled his shield upgrade to get it.
Yeah, combat shields.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if he was it he's like, oh shit, I can't lose this again, or like what happened there? I'm curious. We'll hopefully get into.
I think it was I cannot wait for the second tech lab to be built, so I have to start my stim now. Because if you waited for the second one, then you're adding whatever I forget the exact times now. What is it, like 20 something and like 140 for the stem? So you're just making it unbearably long. In reality, he ended up losing it and then therefore losing both. But he didn't know that, obviously.
Yeah. Well, we should bring in Future. We should see what Future will do. Will Future MaSa? Both of them have lost one. Like both of them have lost a life. So I'm like, they're not. Neither of them are weak in the sense that, like they just came out some really, really strong, scrappy games.